a fascinating question. The sort of things people want brought over for them when they've been here for a little while. So what else might you want, Jacqui? Or to look at it another way, if a business were to start up importing American favorites here in Cascais or Lisbon or somewhere else in the country, what else do we need on the shelves apart from jars of fluff?
I will tell you, when I first moved here, I'm going to disappoint you with my answer, I think. When I first moved here,
I doubt it.
Somebody said to me, he goes, a good friend said, you're never going to miss anything from the States, like in terms of food or culture when you're here. I said, why is that? He goes, because you'll find a better replacement.
Right.
And except for fluff.
Exactly. I can't think of a Portuguese equivalent for liquid marshmallow, can you?
No, but I will honestly tell you that we were even at the Liberty store in Lisbon, which sells all American products, 2 days ago.
As the name might suggest.
Yeah. So it depends, right? But anyway, so we were there, and I'm walking through, the store, looking at all the products, and all I could think of is nope.
Give us some examples then. What have they got in there?
They had Pop-Tarts.
Oh yeah.
I mean, come on, we have beautiful bakeries here. Those are like cardboard.
So they're not going to fly. Okay.
They had a lot of stuff you find, like Pringles, but Pringles are dehydrated potato chips.
Yes.
They had Lucky Charms cereal. Okay.
Lucky Charms. Yes.
I won't lie. I do have a soft spot for those Lucky Charms.
That's got the leprechaun on the box, if I remember.
Yes. I could not. They had the American chocolate, but even the American chocolate, like a Kit Kat bar.
When you say the American chocolate, is that a specific thing, or you mean just generally the genre of American?
Just generally, like Hershey's or American. Some things are made, I believe, in the EU. Maybe your audience could tell me.
Yeah.
But I see that everywhere. I could not. Why would I want a can of American Coke with high fructose when I could get it here with cane sugar? I mean, I couldn't think of one thing.
I don't know. You might want to get diabetes quicker. I don't know. But you might have to help me with some of these. There are requests coming in. I think we have a business idea here. Something has been born on the Cockerel's coop right here this morning. Before we go there, just another reminder that Figo Preto, that's the Central Portugal meetup that's happening this Saturday. That'll be fun. I'm sure, with Suze. And Antonio is telling us that Midóis, where that's happening. And that's Tábua. Tábua was one of the first places I went to in Portugal. Is over 1,000 years old as a settlement. Lovely part of the country. And I'm sure you'll have a great time at Figo Preto. You need to book directly with the restaurant there if you want to reserve a lunch in Midóis. Didn't realize it was so close to Tábua there. Okay, Tapatio, is that right? Or Tapatio? What am I talking about or looking at there on the screen from Erica K? Do you not recognize that? Tapatio?
I don't.
Tapatio? No. Tapatio, you see. Okay. Somebody... Tapatio. It's Mexican hot sauce. I'm hearing intuitively.
Tapatio.
Tapatio. Yeah. Obviously, you're not missing that, Jacqui.
No. Actually, I have tangine. The tangine is also in my pantry.
Okay.
And that's the dried spice with
Jackie's
lime.
pantry, obviously. Okay. Tapatio then, not Tapatio.
Yeah, I never liked Tapatio though, so I don't miss it.
You're not having it then? Okay, fair enough. If anyone's going or coming, I guess, a box of Lenny and Larry's protein cookies. That's a very niche, or niche, Americans would say, a niche item, isn't it?
Oh, Laurie's seasoned salt. I will not lie. I have my kids bring that to me.
This is a new thing to me, seasoned salt. I mean, this is salt with added heat or spices, isn't it? This is a new thing to me because I have my own suppliers of goods coming in from the United States from time to time. And seasoning or seasoned salt is something that is new to me that I am enjoying and the whole of the family is. Is this the same company that we're talking about here, Lenny and Larry? They do a whole range of things today.
No, it's different.
Oh, so
This is
complicated.
Laurie's. Laurie's is a brand that's been around forever. And what's very, they do something in the States called seasoned fries, where they just put Laurie's instead of plain salt on your
Yes.
French fries, and it's so delicious.
It sounds so simple, but clearly so effective as well. However, this is different. We're talking about Lenny and Larry's protein cookies for touring cyclists would be wonderful. And the other business option here is to create a Portuguese equivalent, which I guess can be a little bit challenging. You know, people will say, never will you be able to emulate a Heinz bean, for example. But, you know, you might be able to riff on the theme. You're not a fan of the beans, of the baked beans?
I love beans, but I make them from scratch, so I don't do the
You're
cans.
one of those people, a bit like Owen, right? Okay. I find it amazing. We can get crumpets, bovril, bisto, bird's custard, all at my local shop. Have you? How many of those have you tried? These are quite British things, and I bought some Marmite, I have to say, yesterday as a special present for Mrs. M. Are you familiar with the crumpet?
We have the GB store in Cascais. So the
So you
Great
tried all
Britain
of these
store.
things? Yeah.
So I go there all the time, and they have the Wharton's crumpets, which are excellent.
Warburton's, is it?
Warburton's, that's
Yeah.
it.
Okay. All right.
And they're excellent. But they have all the British products. So I go there all the time.
Yes.
I can honestly tell you, okay, maybe two things I could think of, but nothing is missing. You come here, there's nothing missing.
No, it's true.
You're not
And
going to want anything.
it's not like the age of Phileas Fogg, is it? Where people need to worry about. I think you can get pretty much anything, for better
Anything.
or for worse. And as I'm looking at that list of things there, crumpets, bovril, bisto, bird's custard, I'm thinking, you know, there are times when we can thank the Lord that these things are so full of preservatives that they will last for 300 years because they find their way into Portugal. So you like the crumpet? Have you tried the bovril? Did you like that?
I haven't tried that, but that brings up an interesting point. Somebody sent me a map of the EU, and the map listed countries that consume the least to the most processed foods. And you know that Portugal consumes the least amount of processed foods in the EU.
Right? Very good.
Yeah, at 10, I think, percent of the diet.
Yeah.
The next is Italy, I think at 13, and I think it's Spain at 20%.
I wonder
So I
who
thought that was.
is it the EU or Europe? What are we talking?
I think the whole of Europe.
Okay.
I have to look at this map again. I could send it to you.
Oh, well done,
And
Portugal. Well done, Portugal.
yeah, they just don't eat that way. And
Right.
think about how much healthier and how much better that is for your longevity, not to eat some of the crap we're talking about.
Exactly. And yes, here we are, bucking that trend and finding a way of ruining those figures for Portugal here as we talk about more about these terrible things that we crave from time to time. American sweets, says Jacqui the Humble Crafter. Although in UK, a fan of the American sweets, you cannot beat the Payday bar. It's peanut heaven. Do you know the Payday bar, Jacqui?
Yeah. I don't love it either. I mean,
Okay.
I'm sorry,
Even
big
with fluff on?
disappointment.
What if you smear fluff all over it?
That can make anything delicious.
Right.
So,
Right.
but
That can make anything delicious.
but
Okay.
all these other things,
That's love.
honestly, I mean, you could get a Reese's peanut butter cup. I prefer that. You could even get a crunchy Reese's peanut butter cup.
I have tried that. I don't really understand what's going on with that. Is there a it turns out suddenly, Jacqui, you are our translator of these things. Is there a Portuguese version of Doritos?
No, but okay, I'm not gonna lie. I do miss American Cheetos because they have all the chemicals and all the gross, terrible things they won't allow in the EU.
Yeah.
And sometimes
so that's what we're looking for, with added preservatives and flavorings
and chemicals and food coloring and all the things that are horrible.
And if I may be a little bit indelicate, I mean, the level of flavoring you're talking about is you belch 27 days later and you can taste Doritos or Cheetos. This is the level of flavoring you're talking about, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're
Flashback.
I'm guessing that they also have a lot of, I could be wrong, but monosodium glutamate, which makes the tongue very sensitive to flavor, but I don't know.
Now you're talking. Okay, great. All of these wonderful things, Portugal, that we want to share with you. Thanks for reminding us, Jacqui. Off to the bakery in a bit to get bread. they sell nowhere else from an 80-year-old granny. Excellent. Shout out for that particular shop. Have we got a shop name there for the Alvo who makes the Pal d'Alvo there? Okay, what else have we got? If they're from California, it wouldn't be Fluff. I think maybe not something that's known so much there.
Tapatio, which is the
Tapatio for
Mexican
sure.
sauce.
Okay, Bairandi is here. Good morning to you, mate. Hola, bon dia, Malta. Another fantastic walk through the glorious country. I haven't had a video from you for a little while, Bairandi. Maybe you're too much in the moment there with all this talk about meditation as we start the show with messages from James of a mindful nature. I already know when I move, I'll have a 2-year or 2 supply of various spices and chilies. So that's the message, isn't it? Is bring certain spices and chilies or combinations thereof that you might not be able to get. Because I guess it only takes one missing spice or a chili of a certain kind to ruin a recipe that you're used to. Lorry's, that's the brand name you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it has a Y in it, though, but I could be wrong.
Okay, all right, fair enough. And that's JP in Porto there. As soon as I tune in, then you mention my name. How strange. Nothing strange at all about it. I have these psychic abilities. Owen, good to see you here this morning. We went to the British food shop in Coimbra, but ended up not fancying any of it other than my son who bought 2 cans of Dr. Pepper. That is the work of the devil in a can, I think. Great Cheetos. So I'm not impressed by Randy's been here long enough to have weaned himself off those great British favorites. The InNOut burger, is that a filthy euphemism or is that actually food that he's talking about?
Okay, I'm not going to lie about this. Okay, people, you're bringing out all my weaknesses.
We are. We didn't do it on purpose,
Okay,
but clearly that is what's going on here this morning.
Okay, InNOut burger. I lived in California for 15, 20 years. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
And oh my gosh, my first pregnancy, I must have eaten that like 5 times a week. Okay. I don't know. They're so delicious.
It sounds like that's what a pregnancy is a result of an InNOut burger, though. Jacqui.
I mean, they are, I have to say, they're only in California. You can't get them anyplace else in the country, and they're family owned. They're not like everybody wants to buy like McDonald's.
What's going on here? InNOut, love InNOut burger.
It's the best. It's like crazy.
Is amazing.
and you can't buy a franchise. It's only family owned.
Is that right? Okay.
And it's only in I think in California only. But and the first thing you do when you go to California is get an InNOut burger.
Is that right? So what's so special about it? Is it a sort of great traditional American burger, quite plain and simple, but delicious?
It's inexpensive.
Yeah.
They don't freeze the meat. The potatoes are fresh. And I'm going to do a commercial for InNOut.
Yeah, you are.
And they have like the Monster, I think, burger, where they put this special sauce, but really it's just probably relish, mayo, and ketchup, but it's so delicious. And then and then there's things that are off the menu for people in the know. So I think you could get like Monster fries with all this crap, and they have the best vanilla milkshakes, great chocolate ones too. So the milkshakes are real. I mean, the food is real. It's inexpensive and it's fast. And I don't know. Now I'm really feeling bad that I really love it. I miss it.
No, you must
Thanks a lot.
I think there's a kind of curve of this, the experience of this, where it's like, I shan't be missing anything from the home country. I'm moving to Portugal. I'll be eating.
I'm trying to be so snobby, and now you're.
Yes, I don't intend to eat. I'll be putting it behind me along with the old culture, and I'll be embracing Portuguese culture fully. You won't be able to get a Reese's peanut cup anywhere near me or an InNOut burger. And then it's like a year later, 2 years later, it's like, oh my God, I'm going to fly home and just to get an InNOut burger. Right.
It's crazy.
Yes, and a lot of love for the InNOut burger, and a lot of love for Owen. Bon dia, Owen, from Antonio from Nubianet, and Sarah this morning for you, Owen, who's a bit of a grumpy bunny, it has to be said. Fast food nonsense, he's not happy at all about. So maybe the next time you're on, Owen, you can cook up some burgers as they should be cooked in the home kitchen. I'm still waiting to try OFC, says Suze, Owen's fried chicken, but his chocolate was heaven there. And InNOut is run by Mormons, apparently, says by Randy as well. Always fresh. Look at this. We're really causing some serious nostalgia. Like the reverse saudade here for JP. InNOut is amazing. I lived in California for almost 40 years. Always InNOut burger.
Always.
Granddaughter of her grandmother inherited the whole business a while back. A billionaire, always fresh, hot, shakes, so special, amazing onions. It's like a
Oh,
poem.
the onions are so good. They're grilled.
There you go. A traditional recipe that they're holding on to there and delighting people with. She also races cars.
Wow.
Does the granddaughter there, the heiress of InNOut Burgers. Anything? We're into our last few minutes now. So anything else you want to add about this, or any shout outs? Let's get back to Portugal, shall we? Any shout outs for must go to businesses, places, preferably independent in Cascais, Jacqui?
Okay, so I have a list, but
Oh, good
all
on
right.
you. Thank you.
Okay, so if you get a chance to come, I need my glasses for this, to Portugal, I would recommend certain dishes at certain restaurants. So for
Okay.
Peruvian, this Peruvian restaurant makes this amazing duck and rice, not Portuguese duck and rice, but Peruvian duck and rice, and it's called Miski, Miski, and it's very close to the Yellow Street in in Cascais. I would also say if you get a chance to go to Sintra, this is definitely off the beaten path. It's off a major thoroughfare. There are lines down the street that it looks like these people are about to be killed by trucks. And this is in Sintra, and it's a restaurant called Cabra
Hold
Macho.
on a minute. What the street is so dangerous, but it's worth it. Okay,
You
you're
risk your
taking your life
life.
in your hands.
You
Okay,
can actually be risking your life if you're not
yeah.
careful. Like you
Okay,
have to be against the wall so you don't get hit. But
right.
you'll
Sounds
see a
perilous.
line. It's amazing. And I mean no disrespect, but this is how I understand it. It is Portuguese peasant food done at its finest, and it's very inexpensive. You see many locals there. I mean, a lot of people who work locally go there. Um,
It's a good
but you
sign.
have
Always a good sign. I call it grandma food. It's grandma food, right?
absolutely
Yeah.
it's incredible.
Or hole in the
Um,
wall. So where are we talking about again? Could you just remind us
in
of this very
Sintra,
dangerous
in
in Yeah.
Sintra,
Yeah.
and it's called cabra goat, like
Yeah.
macho goat.
Yeah.
Um, I would also always recommend one of my favorite. There's tons of Japanese sushi in
Okay.
Cascais,
Yeah.
but there's one place that does it beautifully, inexpensively. I'm almost afraid to tell people because it's so good. It's a relatively new restaurant, and I'm sure it's going to catch on. But it's called Ukai. Now, why? There's a lot of restaurants that have the same name, close to the same name, but this is Yukai. And
Okay.
if you want to download the app, The Fork,
Oh yes. Okay.
30% off. I mean, I I could use the fork every time, but I often feel guilty because I go there so much, so I only use it once in a
Doing them
while.
out of business by going there with all your
But
discounts.
it
Yes.
is the most innovative, creative sushi I've had in Portugal.
Wow, that's quite the accolade. Okay, and good value, especially with a fork discount there. So, and that's KAI in Cascais?
It's Y like
Yes.
you,
Yeah.
like your Yukai.
Oh, I see. How do we pronounce that then? How would you say it?
Yukai? I don't
Ukai.
know. I could be
Okay. All
saying.
right. Very good. Ukai in Cascais there. Excellent. Thank you for sharing these with us this morning, Jacqui.
Yeah, come to Kishkais, enjoy these. Not everything has to be super pricey when you come here.
No, that's true. That is what people fear sometimes going into the cosmopolitan Cascais, but there are bargains to be had and some very special experiences, and just up the road in Sintra as well. Thank you so much for being here this morning. We'll see you tomorrow
My
evening, of course, for
pleasure.
the webinar and the Dream Team. Nice to hang out with you and talk about American foods. You know, I did get Doritos, says Nubinet, while in Portugal out of curiosity. It was less flavored. It still had MSG. Thank goodness for that.
Yeah, thank
But
you.
it lacks some of the dextrin and crap. So thank you very much.
Oh man.
You know what, as well, if you open your suitcase, if you're stopped coming into the Lisbon airport, apparently, and they
Wow.
discover your 40 jars of fluff in there, don't forget about potential taxes if you get stopped at the airport, or even for personal use, even if you're not starting a business. But that's a good point, JP. Thank you very much.
Wow.
And for
Wow.
the meetup on Saturday, anyone who hasn't met me in person, say hi. I will be wearing my Iceland white hoodie, says Suze. And in flying the flag for cooking from scratch. and being proper Portuguese about it with no preservatives and all that other nonsense in there. Crap, as Nubianet puts it. Burgers, fried chicken, tacos, all from scratch with Owen. We'll see more of that on the screen soon, I hope. From Nubianet to you, Owen, this place isn't ultra processed. The food doesn't have preservatives. Oh, I think that's the InNOut burger. That is the good thing about InNOut. They're also a good employer. Well, that's nice to hear about there. So keep up these recommendations for the Cockerel's Coop, preferably here in Portugal. And how would that be if they decided to open up an InNOut burger concession franchise here in I know you said they don't do franchises specifically, but that would be quite amazing, wouldn't it, to have an InNOut here in Portugal, or an InNOut pop-up at least. Thank you, Jacqui. We're going to finish with a couple of minutes of walking in the Bairrada countryside, thanks to Andy, who prompted I prompted him with my request for a little bit of fresh air with him. We'll do that now, and we'll see you at the meetup if you're coming at Palmeira here in San Martino at 1 o'clock. Jacqui, I'll see you tomorrow evening. Take care. Bye for now. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Ciao, ciao. Right, ciao for now with Jacqui there. And yes, that walk in the Bairrada countryside with Bairrandi. Don't forget, of course, lots of wonderful experiences to be had on the Gumper map to be discovered where Andy shares such things. And there'll be a few mom and pop businesses there as well. So keep up that good work. If you can, do pop over to the Gumper map yourself, which you'll find on goodmorningportugal.com, and add the sort of experiences that we were talking today about on the Cockerel's Coop. Fresh air, as I promised, from Bairrandi now. A little walk in the countryside, and we'll see you again tomorrow morning. Take care. Have a great day, and bye for now.
Bon dia, good morning. On another different path again today, in the woods. Nice bit damp underfoot round here. Really retains the water, this clay soil. I mean, it hasn't rained for weeks, and yet it's still a bit of puddle dodging. Starting to close in a bit here. So it's very nice. Mild, not so misty this morning. Birds singing. Yeah. Looks like it might be opening up a tad through here. Yeah, I'm going to keep on trucking on. See you later. Ciao, ciao. Bye.